Ready when you are.
Okay. So, ready?
Yep.
Going? So we'll start out with some typical bad rowing, and then some decent rowing, and walk through the steps of what we want to see. So a lot of the issues we'll see is the over the barrel rowing, where they're not getting their hands out fast enough, and they're going over their legs, and they're making the chain chatter. I can't do it very well. But, or leading with the back. When they're rowing straight vertically upright, and then starting the stroke with the back, what we want them to get to do is feeling the press of the legs and also the compression of the lower back forward, so that you're feeling compression of your chest against your thighs. So you're not just rowing straight upright. You're getting forward, coming through. See, I'm getting my shoulders in front of my hips, maybe not as much as I should, but I want to have that forward body position. I'm going to end out with a strong core position with a opening of 15 degrees or so this direction, 20 degrees. So just want to make sure we get compression forward, drive with the legs, opening up the back later in the stroke. To emphasize getting that good leg push, and then opening and using those big back muscles, kind of like you're doing a clean. Really get your hips through and open up. So we want to go through some folks.
Okay.
And I'll try and work with you guys.
I'll go one by one.
One by one.
Is it the toe locks, the lungs on the
What we want people to do is I like to feel the balls of my feet cross here, but we want them to be low enough so that they're getting their shins perpendicular. So if it's too low, it's too easy to get to perpendicular and even past it, which is a stress on the knees and so forth. But we want them to get their shins to vertical here at the catch, without having to go up. And the farther that seat goes up, the worse her back position gets. And if you push off from that's not a very strong position. But if she goes back 3 inches and then kind of rotates forward, gets into a stronger position with her lower back, she's ready to explode, kind of like starting a clean, versus this position where let's say she's more bolt upright and not ready to push. So, if you want to go through. She does a good job, and the only thing I kind of mentioned, actually, she's rolling quite well. I mean, good back position. Now, if you stop and sit at the catch, do you feel comfortable? Can you sit there? Do you feel any stress in your hamstrings or?
My hamstrings are just a little here. My heels are lifted up a little bit.
Okay. Well, I mean, in a perfect world, you have your heels down, but not everyone has the ankle flexion to do that. So it's okay that the heels come up a little bit, but you want to get to this vertical position and kind of keeping that back in as strong a position as possible. But apart from that, looks good. I mean, I try and feel a little bit more comfortable on the grip. Seems like you're kind of death gripping a little bit.
Okay.
If you want to just kind of think of it as a meat hooks, where you're just kind of holding it loosely in your fingertips, and there's just not as much stress in the body. Think about less of there's a bit of the pterodactyl arms going here.
Oh yeah, I did that.
At the finish. Think about arms out. This is a much stronger pull through. Think about opening or pulling a lawnmower. This is a stronger position out here versus down.
We've got to think of some feminine comparisons.
Some what? Feminine?
Instead of meat hooks and lawnmowers.
Sorry.
I love the pterodactyl one.
That's the kind of, that should be,
yeah, I love the pterodactyl one. That was a good one.
yeah.
I find myself just doing monkey grips. I don't even ramp it.
Yeah, I'm used to having the thumb under because that's how I row. Actually, I have my thumb on the end of the oar usually.
Oh, okay.
Because the oar is ended here, so I have it on the end. But I just try and think of not having any stress. So I kind of just can just think of it as essentially just nice and loose and light in the hands. Okay, so this is a good opportunity to work on sequence of the stroke. You want to think of hands away, body tilting over, and then creeping up the slide, keeping that same back position. So it's hands away, tilt forward, come up. You're doing a lot of this late reach. Reach forward and then stop. And now roll forward with your hips. So kind of think of it as if there's a string pulling you from the center of your chest. And you're basically, it's going to pull you forward like that. I'm just rotating forward on my hips, and I'm just going to float up into the catch. So I don't change my back position at all. As I go forward, I go from here, arms come forward, and then I just float up. The only thing I just think about is holding back that seat just a little bit hair longer so that you feel the stretch in your hamstrings and then you start to come up. So when you stretch forward, you're going to feel that pull here, and then you're going to come up. Relax your shoulders. You're actually getting too much compression. You actually come forward and your knees come past almost to your toes. So you want to get just to like vertical here and try not to get past. Don't try not to get so compressed that you come forward past. So kind of put your knees in a bad position. When you have all this momentum of your body coming forward, and then your knees start to twist forward. You want to get just to here. Good. That's good. Pull in just a tad lower. Right here to your basically bottom of your sternum. That's where typically fall to. Next, do you want to go? No? I see how it is.
Mark, can you jump on there again and kind of talk a little bit about, well, one, tempo. Yeah, I see that a lot of our rowers tend to do just kind of a out in type of feel.
Sure.
Whereas, I feel like there should be kind of a
Ratio.
ratio, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. Would you talk about that a little bit?
Sure. Just getting us a little further forward here.
Okay.
Actually, the slides would be a good way to kind of emphasize ratio.
I would love to see that in action.
The slides?
Oh, you never seen that?
I've
Those
seen
are
it
cool.
in videos.